Brenda J. Lilly here with the Bridge Artistic Network. I wanted to put out a small disclaimer before we launch into today's video. I am not a licensed therapist. I am just a fellow creative artist who hopes to encourage, engage, and hopefully empower other creative artists to go out and live their art dream. Okay, here we go into today's video. I hope you enjoy it. Well, good Monday morning, everybody. It is Monday morning, August 4th, the first Monday in August, and it is time for another Bridge Artistic Network Monday morning Kickstart. I'm ready to rock and roll. I hope you are too. I hope you like this video. If you do, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, share it with everyone you know and love so that we can all continue to become who we were created to be. All right, on with the video. I will see you on the flip side. Well, good Monday morning, everybody. Brenda J. Lilly here with the Bridge Artistic Network. I have my big flask of water and I am ready to rock and roll. I hope you are too. I think I have a really fun and good video for us today, a conversation about the purpose of art. Now, for the last 2 weeks, I've been talking about these quotes that I found. I am an artist because art gives me purpose when nothing else does. When nothing else does. That was 2 weeks ago. We talked about that quote. Then last week, I brought up a quote from Pablo Picasso. The purpose of art is washing the dust of daily life off our souls. And one, I love the imagery of that. And two, I love the truth of that. What art does for us as human beings. It just opens our eyes. It wipes the dust off our souls. It opens our minds, our hearts, our understanding. So good, right? So that was last week's video. Now, this week's video is our last quote on what art does and the purpose of art and the purpose of me being an artist or you being an artist or being an artist at all. Art is the place where the soul breathes without asking for permission. Let me say that again. Art is the place where the soul breathes without asking for permission. Man, I love this last quote. Shakespeare said, "There can my soul breathe." When I go into the forest, there can my soul breathe. When I sit at dusk watching the ocean waves crash on the beach, there can my soul breathe. When I sit in the garden, in the quiet and the peace, cuddling with my dog, there can my soul breathe. When I go into a gallery or a museum and I see these amazing pieces of art, and I'm just astounded by the subtlety, by the techniques, the colors, the wonder, the texture. When I go to a movie and it moves me, the story transports me. When I read a book, when I read or listen to a story, when I listen to a piece of music, and it makes me think and it makes me feel something, there can my soul breathe. I have a Soul Care Sunday post that I post on the Bridge Artistic Network Facebook page every Sunday. And they're just little, I'll call them devotionals, that I post. And this past week, I posted about hope and how important hope is as an artist, how important it is for us to live in hope as artists, to believe in our work, to believe in our talent, our gifts, our abilities, to live in that hope that good will come, good things will happen for us as artists, as people. But at the beginning of every single one of those, I start with a breathing exercise, which is just taking a deep breath in and then releasing it. And I generally do it 3 times, and I call that breathing in Jesus and breathing out peace. And rinse and repeat. Do that as much as you need to find that peace, because breath changes us. Physiologically, breath changes us. It gives room. It stills our mind, slows us down, helps us to think and see more clearly. What happens when you're afraid, scared, get scared? You stop breathing. How do you release that fear? Cleansing breath. Breath is life, it's understanding, it's space, it's time. Art is the place where the soul breathes without asking for permission. There's so much that is going on in this world today where we have to edit ourselves. We have to not say what we're thinking, what we believe, not necessarily out of fear, but just to keep things flowing, to keep things steady. But art is that place where our soul is set free to breathe, to speak its truth, to honor that truth that lives inside of us without asking permission, without thinking, oh, is this all right? I remember I was writing a show when I was living in the Netherlands, and I was writing this show called Verloren, and that means lost. And I wrote this scene, and I knew it was good. In fact, to this day, one of it is the most favorite scene that I've ever written. And the whole time I was writing it, I knew it was right. I knew it was exactly what the show needed, and that it was harsh, and that it was confronting, painful. But if the actors could bring this scene to life, oh man, life changing stuff in that scene, thought provoking stuff in that scene, heart shifting journey in that scene. And I knew it was right, but I also knew that people could take offense to what it is I had penned, what it is I had written down. That was not my purpose. I didn't write it to offend anyone. I wrote it to wake us up from our slumber, to make us realize this is a problem and we need to look at it full in the face and feel what it feels like to be in the midst of this problem. Because then we can understand how it devastates lives, and we realize we need to be a part of the solution. So it wasn't my intention to offend anyone, but the whole time, every time when I brought it in and we started rehearsing the show and we got to this scene and I watched it unfold, and we had some brilliant actors who were doing it, and man, they hit it out of the park with this scene. Well, the whole show, but this scene, they hit it out of the park. And when we first produced it, the first, I was like, the first show, I remember saying to my assistant director, I think I'm going to get excommunicated for this show. And she looked at me and I said, that's all right. Because it's what I needed to say. It was the truth, and it needed to be spoken. And what was so interesting, so that was my fear, right? That I was going to get excommunicated, that people weren't going to understand, that they were going to get offended by it and therefore not hear the message. And what happened was exactly the opposite. They went on the journey, they felt what they felt, and it changed people. Oh, yes. Art is the place where the soul breathes, speaks its truth, has its being, has its understanding, goes on the journey without asking for permission. I did not ask anyone other than God, can I do this? What do you think? Should I do this? I just did it. When art comes from a place of truth, people can hear it in the music, hear it in the shows, see it in the shows, in the movies, in the theater productions, in the costumes, in the set design, in the lights, in the voices, in the words. It's like they leap off the page when they're real and when they're speaking truth, and they're not afraid. When the artist is no longer afraid of that expression. When we lay ourselves bare and lay our hearts bare and let the art just be real, it has such an incredible, powerful purpose and reason for being. Art is the place where the soul breathes without asking permission. So I want to say, for every artist who's watching this right now, thank you for what you do. Thank you for giving my soul a place to breathe, a place to join you on your journey and join you in your truth as you create. All right, that's all I have for this week. Have a blessed and wonderful week, and I will see you again next Monday. Bye. Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe. What are you waiting for? All right. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye.